When I was a casual, I thought as a casual, I spoke like a casual, and I looked at boxing like a casual. But when I became a hardcore, I put away all those casual things. This is Michael Rogers, and welcome to Bodywork Boxing.
Welcome back. It's Michael Rogers. Welcome to Bodywork Boxing. I think I heard Eddie Hearn once say that big things come in small packages. I swear I heard Eddie Hearn say that. Well, anyway, I'm talking about Jesse Van Rodriguez. Jesse James is his name. And or Jesse James Rodriguez Franco, and he just wants you to just say bam bam, cause that's what he do. You know what I'm saying? The young guy, I don't know when I came about, start watching him or whatever, but his talent jumps off the page as soon as you see him. Right? Whenever you see the little guy in action, you know what I'm saying? You see something different. You know, it's almost like watching the sport. You know what I'm saying? You see something that's just different in the style, how smooth he is, you know, how good his footwork is. And I think whenever you watch him fight, oftentimes I always hear the commentator bring up, you know who. You know, I'm not even going to say his name, but they bring his name up. Salute to him in his fight coming up against Jermaine Ortiz. But they always, you know, attribute a lot of, you know, the qualities that he displayed with Lomachenko. But I think he's more. He's younger, he's sharper. He's already on his third division. He fight at 108, 112, and go to 115. There are swirlings around that he's actually going to be in line for the winner of the Chocolatito Estrada fight. That's what the rumblings are. And Eddie Hearn, being the Hearnster that he is, has already tried to clout chase an attachment to the monster. Yeah, so I mean, I take that with a grain of salt. I mean, it's all in good promotion. I think Jesse Van Rodriguez may be grabbing the torch from Canelo, because in boxing history, you know, if you're looking, they always refer to a passing of the torch when they refer to the fight that happened with Floyd and Canelo. It wasn't actually a passing of the torch because Floyd put on a total domination where, you know, Canelo Alvarez really didn't have any answers that day, but he gave him the opportunity, and everybody say that actually lit the fire that actually catapulted Canelo Alvarez, you know, into the, you know, to the status where he is today, where he can basically fight and do whatever he wants and get paid whatever he wants. You know, I guess he put in the dues to be able to do that, according to popular opinion. However, this is a reality-based form where we speak truth and fact. And I think that what Eddie Hearn saw in putting this young man on the undercard of the Canelo and Triple G3 was genius. I do give Eddie a lot of slack, I'm not gonna lie. In this particular instance, he gets no slack from me in this video. None at all. Because I can compartmentalize. I know how to talk politics, I know how to talk boxing, I know how to talk personal issues, but I want to stick to boxing. The passing the torch fight was with Canelo and Floyd Mayweather. There's another passing the torch fight that's going to happen coming soon on Saturday. And what I think it's going to do is going to actually allow all that fan base that Canelo Alvarez, you know, doesn't really want to share. He's actually sharing it by having this young man on his undercard. And I also believe that it was also a tool by Mr. Eddie Hearn to actually put somebody on the card that he knows is going to garner praise and attention. I mean, this young man can do it all. You know, so I look forward to seeing him. You know, he's a very technically sound boxer. He's very smooth, polished movement. I mean, he looks like a veteran. I mean, you really can't believe that he's that young, really, with that level of skill. And the fact that he's moving up. I mean, we know we're talking about the lower weights. A lot of people just be like, you know, I'm not really into it. It is kind of hard because it's kind of hard to keep track of them. But like anything else, if you want to keep track of them, I mean, you put in the effort and you do the research and you look up what's going on. He's one that actually caught my attention. I was looking for, and I think it was because of the names before, because it was a while. I did a video about him a couple months ago. You know, it got a little bit of attention. But and why I called him the mechanic, hence the thumbnail. And I think he might steal the show. I mean, I know, you know, Canelo and Triple G, with respect to their fight, I know they got their own thing going on, and nothing probably can really steal that show. But in the grand scheme of things, because I was starting to think, I was like, how did Anthony Joshua get even in line, or the concept of working with Robert Garcia even come into play? I had to think it had to be something to do with Eddie. You should hear how Eddie Hearn talk about this young man. He has supreme confidence in this young man. He's not going to protect this young man like he does many other fighters in the past. You don't believe me? I mean, go look at some of the videos people have out there talking about Eddie Hearn and all the fighters that he protect. I mean, I used to call the zone ADT. You know, I figure I got to be a little bit more politically correct than that nowadays. However, you're going to get to see a treat if you actually tune into the Canelo Triple G fight. I think this is the passing of the torch fight. And this is actually going to garner a lot of that fan base. And people who really boxing purists, at the end of the day, people who just like to see people lace up gloves and get in the ring, it's going to do a lot. When the young man was speaking, he had supreme confidence. He wasn't cocky. He refused to look past this gentleman that, you know, he's going to fight this weekend. He refused to look past that fight. You know, I just want to see him. I don't even, like, sometimes when I don't know the other opponent, if I think that they're, you know, I don't want to get into that. I'm actually looking for this guy to actually come up the ladder and actually ascend to the level that I think he's going to be, because the foundation he has is a great foundation. So right now I'm more focused on him, just like I do like Mo Williams. I'm not really at this stage activity, you know, for somebody like that over there on the zone. I want to see activity, and you know, ultimately I want to see the level of competition step up. But like, I think certain guys, Eddie is doing a good job with actually building and, you know, stepping them up. You know, this guy, I mean, he's already on pace. He's already on a record-breaking pace. He's still growing. Don't know where he's gonna land. I just know that if you don't know that young man, you might want to get to know him. You know, I reserve my thoughts on the Canelo and Triple G if I decide to do another one before that. But if anything, if you actually want to look into that fight and get that fight, I highly recommend that you do it for that young man, Jesse Bam Rodriguez. I hope he do his thing. I know that Eddie, he had to have linked up with Robert and said, hey, you know, what you think about Anthony Joshua? You know, because he saw the skill. And Robert Garcia gets full credit for, you know, training this young man. I think swirling, I don't know, the word on the curve was that Robert had actually saw that Jesse had a fight and Virgil had a fight. He had to make a choice. That's why I say it's kind of hard when people say that they want to see somebody like Earl Spence and Jermell Charlo fight. I mean, they share the same trainer. In that case, you know, they were two different weight divisions. They had to be in two different locations. But he figured this was my younger guy let me, and I don't know if that rubbed Virgil and them the wrong way. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm not their spokesman, but that's on the outside looking in. That's what was said. And, you know, at the end of the day, Virgil doing his thing, but this young man is really doing his thing. He's in his third division. He's actually talking about going back down, so he can go up and go back down. You know, he's doing what, you know, in some aspects, he's doing a lot of, you know, what people say Tank can do. I mean, he's focused on the major belts. You know, he's a major player in that game, and he is in pursuit of legacy. I never hear this young man talk about money, but I know Eddie is taking good care of him, because he can promote him. It's easy. You just you pop him in, you put him in a ring, and you hit record, and then you set up another date, and you hit record, because this man is actually fighting 4 times a year, so you don't have to worry about when he's going to fight. He fought in October, then he fought again, I think it was in April. He's back again now. I mean, he's active. He's somebody that, you know, if you love boxing, you know, if you appreciate skill sets and talents and overall, you know what I'm saying, overall, you know, everything included, he's somebody that you should actually check out. Anyways, that's all I had today on the subject of Jesse Bam Rodriguez, but I call him the mechanic. He has all the tools. You know, I like to get your feedback on what you think about the young man. Have you ever seen him fight? Who would you like to see him face? You know, as far as the competition, there's only a couple of little guys that actually stick out. You know what I'm saying? When I actually watch him, you know, but he's one of them. So, thanks for tuning in again. Thanks for all my likes. Thanks for all the subscriptions. Thanks for people that's actually emailing and reaching out, and, you know, all the feedback I'm getting on how, you know, we can make better content, how, you know, iron can sharpen iron. Thank you. Here at Bodywork Boxing, we don't take things with face value. We do that body work.
All right, I believe you, but my Tommy gun don't. Get down on your knees and tell me you love me.
My word, and I do what I do. He knows what I'm about to tell him right now. It's Mr. Keep running your mouth. That's what I do.
I just feel like I'm the champ, and at the end of the day, I'm just a fighting motherfucker. It doesn't matter. Inside, outside, I can just fight. So I just feel like if it gets down to the wire, and we gotta lock it up, I'm out on top.
Hey, look, as you can see how I'm looking, I stay solid. I'm always solid. I stay fuck solid up, man. You know what I'm saying? To the fans that know.
You guys got outside the ring. I'm a fighter. Like I said before, ain't no safety on the clock, so